Melissa.
Hi, Lenore.
Let's go.
Let's go. See, we're getting ready to talk about the holidays. We're already losing our marbles
Yeah, we
here.
haven't even hit our Halloween.
We haven't even Halloween and we're already losing it. So today on Mingle, Lenore and I are talking about how the heck do you survive the holidays?
I don't know. How do you survive the holidays? I'm barely getting it together for sweater weather.
Barely getting it together for Thursday here. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about that, why holidays can be hard.
Why getting together with families can be hard,
Mhm.
especially with our country being as divided as it is and families becoming divided and the stress of the holidays.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we'll all be talking about it on Mind Mingle. So join us.
See you on Spotify.
Yeah. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Lenore. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm okay. I starting to think about the holiday season.
It's right around the corner.
Mm-mm-mm.
We haven't even hit Halloween yet, and it's flying by.
It's flying by. So I don't know about you, and I'm curious, but I dread the winter holidays.
Why do you dread the winter holidays?
I find them to be so overwhelming,
Mm.
so labor intensive, so many expectations. And I was reflecting on this a little bit today in the car too. I think I have a lot of memories around the holidays that aren't necessarily pleasant. So all of that kind of
Mm.
comes flooding up. So plus I'm married, so there's two sets of
There's two
families to
sets of families.
negotiate.
Which family is going here? And people get upset. People get upset about any kind of change, especially around the holidays. If you want to see people lose their minds, try
Mhm.
to cook something other than turkey on Thanksgiving.
What's your take on the winter holidays? I started on the Grinch. I'm like dreading it. What about you?
Well, the winter holidays, I think, always it gets us through. I mean, there's a reason why we have them. It gets us through the shortest day of the year. We're distracted by Christmas, so
It's true.
I'm sure that wasn't a coincidence. But I like structure and routine, and I
Hmm.
feel that the holidays throws me off. And I every year I say the same thing. I'm so glad they're over, so things can get back to normal again, or
Hmm.
what I consider to be normal.
Hmm.
And do you
Yeah.
see an uptake in clients over, before the holidays with holiday problems, holiday
Yes,
family
I
problems?
do. I do. I see an uptick, and I even see my clients being overwhelmed about fitting all of our appointments in because, like you said, there's 2 weeks of holidays
Yeah.
that not everyone's working or they're getting pulled in a lot of different directions. So I see an increase in stress in I work with individuals who are in recovery, so an increase in triggers.
Oh my gosh, yeah, with all the parties.
Hmm. And financial stress. Like,
Oh, this year will be worse than ever.
hmm
Price of food's up 23% since 2020. So yeah, I
just had
don't.
a little shortness of breath there. Gosh.
And I don't know if you remember, but I do think last year there were only 3 weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And that caused a lot of stress because mentally, I mean, Christmas is coming, but there are a lot of people that don't really, like me, don't really think about it until after Thanksgiving is over. So
Hmm.
that gave them less time. Now, having said that, I have no idea how many weeks there are this year
I don't
between
know.
Christmas and
We'll
New
have to
Year's.
look. We'll have to look. But no, I find the holidays to be challenging. And I'm like you, I need structure and routine. And so I really try to go into the holidays with a plan. My plan's not always perfectly
Mm,
executed, but I try to go into it with a plan because if not, I'm very dysregulated. I'm very depressed. People act like Christmas should be the best day ever, and you're with your family
feels
and
like,
it's snowing and
and what if your family's not great? What if you dread being with your family?
hmm,
Or what if you dread that your family's going to leave you out?
right, right. Yeah, it goes uh all across all those emotions. And there's a grief element too. People who aren't at the holidays, people
Oh,
who,
God, yeah.
are no longer with us. And so it's really overwhelming. Plus there's this um at least in my life, an expectation you're at everything and you're present and you're happy and you're ready to go.
For sure. For sure. I'm a lot older than you. And I remember the Kennedys being out on the lawn in
Mm.
Hyannisport playing flag football on Thanksgiving weekend. And I always thought, oh my God, they had, probably enough people for two teams. But I remember thinking, oh, flag football on a lawn. is to me like connected with
Mm,
Thanksgiving. Not that I ever had it. Not that I ever
mm.
had a family that could even get along that well to play football, no less have a space to play football in.
Right, right.
But it's those idealized versions of we're all laughing and getting along and we're all on the same team. And
Mhm,
yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard. So over the years, I've kind of developed some routines that work for me, but I'm still trying to figure them out. But I'm a doer. So my dad's a chef, so he cooks all the meals.
Yeah.
But then I find myself kind of saying I'm going to manage cleanup. So managing cleanup, one, I have a task. I do well with routines and
Mm.
tasks. But two, I'm not in the mix. I can be in the
Oh, yeah, you
kitchen.
can remove yourself. Yeah,
My hands are in the hot
that's
water
great.
doing the
Yeah, yeah.
dishes. I have a little reprieve. It's always hot in my grandparents' house because they have a little house and we're all slammed in there.
Oh, and you guys still go to the grandparents' house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of which, people have a hard time handing that torch over, don't you think? Oh, it's almost like saying I'm not capable anymore to say I can't. I don't want to do this holiday
Yep.
when I've done this holiday.
I've
This
done
has
this
been my
holiday forever.
tradition. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And me and my family and my in-laws, they live in the same state, but across um opposite sides of the state. So it's also
Mm.
like you're in the car half the day and you're zipping
Oh.
around. And so it's a lot of stress. So I'm trying to develop a plan. What are so mine is find a task and be in the hot water, which I find regulating, or I, busy myself by taking out the trash. I get the fresh air to kind of rework my nervous system. Do you have any go-to strategies?
Well, for Thanksgiving, I try to figure out who's going where because that always seems to be a sticking point for my family in general. I don't want to be stuck like I was in COVID, just home alone
Yeah.
eating Thanksgiving. Or yeah, it was bad. But
Oh,
so
so
who's
hard.
going where? Because in my family, it kind of changes every year.
Okay.
And that's because one of my daughters has, she's very spontaneous and she never knows where she's going until the day before, which always makes it fun. But I
Mm-hmm.
just want to know who's going where, so get a handle on it. And I have heard people say their families will take an aggressive approach. Well, Thanksgiving's at my house this year. And you're like, wait a minute, we didn't even talk about it, right?
Yeah, we're not even there
We're not
yet.
even there yet. So I think getting a plan of who's going to be where.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that. So have a plan. And then there's some acceptance around it, right? So if you're at Susie's house and not Stanley's house, Stanley can get his head around that.
Right. And I think trying to make everybody happy just isn't going to work because I do think it's funny how you look at like the dominant structure of who's not leaving their house.
You
And
said
they
it.
and they expect you to come to them. Well, maybe you're the one that's going to four people's houses and you have to say, time out. I'm not doing that because that's not enjoyable for me.
No. I love that what you said. Look at the dominant structure because there is definitely
Oh,
power plays in
absolutely.
every family, in every relationship.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm here and you will come to me.
Mhm.
They do that with phone calls too, don't they?
Oh
Like
yeah.
you will be the one that calls me
Yep.
all the time.
I have a family member. I won't name who they are, but when you call them, they'll say, "Oh, I'm so glad you called. I didn't know if you were dead. It's been a couple weeks."
And what's your response? I think that phone works both ways. If you were really thought I was dead, wouldn't you pick up the phone? Like what? Let's find out what happened to Melissa.
Oh, I said, I don't know if that's passive aggressive or just aggressive.
That's a combination of I care, but I don't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or I'm going to pretend to care, but I really don't. Maybe
Right.
that's more accurate. Sorry, Melissa.
No. It's complicated. And I think the holidays, they kind of force all of these dynamics into the same room.
They really do.
So I have clients that really struggle with any holiday or party, and they'll say, well, what's wrong with me? I should just like it. But as we're talking through it, there's nothing wrong with you. There's a lot of reasons why it would be stressful and overwhelming.
There are a lot of reasons. And, we mentioned the ever popular political one.
Mm.
If you're in a situation where you're not comfortable, remove yourself.
Yes.
Right. That's my biggest advice to people because I do it a lot. When it gets to be too much for me, the party, the noise, the conversation, I take my keys and I go sit in my car.
I love that.
I sit in my
I
car
love it.
and no one really says like, where is she? I get peace, I get quiet, I lock the doors, I'm safe.
That's the way to do it.
But I need that. I know when I need to remove myself.
I think that's really important. How do you know when it's time to remove yourself? Like, what do you feel physically or
I
emotionally
think
that makes you remove
I
yourself?
think in my body, I'm starting to feel anxious and I know I'm pretty sensitive to sound. And when the sound gets a little overwhelming, I'm like, I'm gonna take myself out for a little break.
I like that. I like that. And using that example, like, do you kind of know when it's going to get to that? Like, in my house, like, everything falls apart halfway through dinner. Like, every halfway through dinner is when it's going to fall apart. Do you kind of have a set time, or it's just kind of however, whenever
If I feel the car calling to me,
Yes.
I will make sure I head out to the car. Did you watch The Bear, the TV series The Bear?
No, I need to.
They have a holiday scene. Oh, you have to watch the holiday
I'll
scene.
watch it. I'll watch
Yeah,
it.
I would have taken myself out to the car and at the very
Mhm.
beginning of that holiday scene.
But I love that idea of taking yourself out to the car. And those of us that are in recovery, taking yourself out to a meeting.
Taking yourself out to a meeting.
There's more meetings than usual on holidays. And family dynamics is hard with sobriety sometimes, but that's a very clear one to say, hey, I have a hard out at 2:30 because I got a 3 o'clock meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget the overeaters and the overspenders. There are meetings for them.
Yes.
And both of those categories really come up during the holidays.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And you want to talk about routine and structure out the window. We just eat crap.
We just eat crap and budgets out the window, because we have so many feelings tied up in those presents, which is really interesting.
And the feelings are tied up and the expectations. I want to get them the best gift, or I want them to know, or I want them to know I heard this year that they wanted this, and I'm a good daughter because I got them this. And that's so much. We make it so deep.
We make it so deep, and we buy into all those ads that are, you can have this perfect Christmas with the snow falling and all the presents under the tree, and that's how we define our worth. That's consumerism 101.
Yeah.
It's really not your worth, right?
No. So know when to remove yourself. Know your worth is not tied to what you can give and how much time you can spend, because maybe your nervous system can only handle 2 hours.
Right.
Others people's might handle 2 days, but
Right.
it's okay. There's nothing wrong if your nervous system can only handle 2 hours.
And put that same scope onto your, I want to say chores, but that's not the right word. Holiday tasks.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to have the cookies? Do you have to have all those decorations? Do you have to get together with this one, that one? Do you have to buy for your office staff? Like, really look at all the things that maybe you feel that you have to do that you don't have time to do. Right?
Right. Growing up, after mass or church Christmas Eve, we would drive around the neighborhoods to see the Christmas lights.
Yeah.
And I still like that. And this always stands out in my brain. And now as I get older, I have a different relationship to this story. But it was Christmas Eve night. It was probably like 10 o'clock at night. And we're driving around the neighborhood. The guy is out on his lawn with the ladder up on the roof, getting his Christmas lights on the roof. And it's snowing and he's probably cursing, and 10 o'clock at night. And as a little kid, I thought that was funny. And now as an adult, I'm like, he was just trying to slap them up there because, you had people come the next day.
Talk about dangerous.
But talk about expectations. I'm not putting up the decorations because it brings me joy. I'm putting it up because it's expected. I have to.
Yeah. And hey, maybe the neighbors is better than mine, and I don't want the neighbors to outdo me. The worst energy I ever felt is like Christmas Eve if you have to go to the grocery store. The energy is so misplaced, as if anyone in America starves. I mean, I'm sure people do starve, but anybody in the grocery store is not among the starving. But they put such expectations on the meal and everything, just everything.
It's so true. It's so true. That's like the same thing a couple days before Thanksgiving. I mean, I could just lose it in the grocery store. But yeah, the energy is so intense.
And where do you think these expectations come from?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think there's a little bit of consumerism and there's a little bit of buying into the stigma that everything needs to be perfect. But I also think we genuinely want these attachments. We want the perfect little family around the
Yeah.
table, and we want to have that. So we think, well, if I have the meal right and the decorations right and the music's on, everyone's going to get along.
Oh, that's where the disappointment comes
And
in.
that's where the disappointment comes in.
When you take a step back and you say, despite all my efforts,
Yes.
Uncle Harry is still Uncle Harry,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
drunk and saying awful things in
Yep.
the corner. Yeah.
Yep. And this gift that I put way too much time and money into, the other person's like, oh, thanks.
Right. Right.
And again, I think it's we often talk in this podcast about going a couple levels deeper. So why don't we go a couple levels deeper with that? If I feel the need to do something, what's really the driving force? And if the driving force is I'm trying to manifest a feeling,
Mhm.
we probably need to look inward because that could lead us to some big disappointment.
That's right. Maybe you see where you get the feelings otherwise. Do you get them? I mean, the holidays are supposed to be about Thanksgiving, supposed to be about giving thanks for food we have, which is a time-honored tradition. And Christmas and Hanukkah are supposed to be about, giving thanks to our higher powers.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But
we could do that without all the
we could do that
consumerism.
without all the consumerism,
Yeah.
right? And all the electricity being used. So I think, keeping a manageable routine and schedule, knowing your limits.
Yep.
Knowing I can't bake those cookies. I know I do every year, but hey, we can't do the gingerbread house and the cookies at the same time. And you're not going to disappoint your kids. I think if you have kids, you're kind of like, oh, I have to make it the best for them, when all they want is a more relaxed parent.
Yes.
Who's present for them, right?
Yes. Do you remember the show Kate Plus 8 on TLC?
Oh, yes.
Yes. A clip resurfaced, poor Kate. A clip resurfaced of her the other day, and she was making cupcakes for her twin daughter's birthday, the older twins. And she's screaming at them about the cupcakes. They weren't doing something right. And they said, calm down, Mom. It's my birthday. I don't want these cupcakes. And she said, you're going to have the cupcakes and you're going to have them right.
That says it all, doesn't it?
And obviously the clip didn't paint her in a good light, but it was that childlike moment of like, I don't need 25 perfectly iced cupcakes. I'd rather a present parent.
I'd rather have a calm mom
that maybe could just sit on the couch with me and watch a movie or watch a show.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So some things to think about and if you are starting to ramp up with that anxiety, okay, what's something we can take off the table?
What can we, and it's okay to take it off the table.
Take it off.
What's wrong with making Christmas cookies after Christmas?
Nothing.
In January when there's nothing to do. And we'll talk about one more thing before we go. Christmas Day. People get so wrapped up in this. Well, you're going to go see his parents on Christmas Day, and you're giving us the 27th. Well, that doesn't feel right. Why do we do this? Why is this day the important one when there's literally nothing to do after January 1st?
Nothing. I think we should be doing it in January.
I do. I do too. There are some people that don't feel the same way.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, I was smiling when Lenore was talking because I'm still in the phase of my life where everyone needs the 25th. And that's it. You know what it makes me want to do? Not leave my bed on the 25th.
Not leave your bed on the 25th. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a day. And I mean, if you trace it back to honoring our higher power, that's not even the day. Oh, that's not even the day the higher power came to be.
I mean, no disrespect to people that love Jesus. I love Jesus, but I question whether he was exactly born on the 25th.
Right.
Does it mean you don't love Jesus if you celebrate his birthday on the 27th? That's like, put it on your own birthday. How many times do you say, well, my birthday's on Tuesday, so let's celebrate it on Saturday?
Right.
That's okay.
Totally. I like that idea.
I'm sure Jesus would understand.
I'm sure Jesus would understand. So that's what you tell your in-laws. That's the takeaway from here. Jesus would understand, and I think you should too.
I think you should too.
You have to laugh because if not, it gets way too overwhelming. But I like this idea, and I like this idea of starting ahead of time What's my plan? What is within my bandwidth?
How do I get a break?
How do I get a break? What's driving these go goes?
So, and see what you can let go of.
I like that. Like go. All right, Lenore, I think we should let go of at the practice. No one give each other a gift.
I like that.
Let's say
Let's not do it.
Merry holidays, love you.
Let's not do it.
Let's not do
Yeah,
it.
no,
One last thing.
Yeah. Let's just have some food together. That's
Sounds
way
good.
more fun, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's way more. All right. Thanks, Melissa. And what do we always say?
It'll all work out.
It'll all work out.
It'll
That's
all
right.
work out.
That's right.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye.